Sometimes we just don't have time for those long training rides, especially when you're juggling work, family and social commitments. It can just add extra stress into your day when you're trying to fit in a training session. On the other hand, you don't want to have that guilty feeling for skipping a session. So, with that in mind, here are 3 short, sharp and extremely savage training sessions that are not only time efficient, but they're also really effective. So come on, let's go, because, well, we don't have long, do we? Oh, I'm in a bit gear. Right then, the first session. Let's start with the sprints, the microbursts. And I'm not just choosing this because I used to be a sprinter. Physiologists have shown that sprint training can benefit endurance athletes as well. So, the session. 3-minute warm-up, 90 seconds easy, 30 seconds really, really hard, and then another minute easy. And then we're going to move into the session, which is 9 15-second sprints with 2-minute 45 recoveries, with the final 2-minute 45 recovery also being your warm down. You really want to dig deep in these sprints, give it absolutely everything. So find a road, maybe slightly uphill or flat, and really explode into your pedals before recovering for the 2:45. Next up is the kind of session that I would have tried to avoid as a rider if I thought I could have gotten away with it without my coach realising. These are the over-under climbing intervals, and they are brutal. These are designed to help you recover without fully backing off the pedals. So simulate a race where the climb goes up into steep pitches, or on a ride where other riders are attacking and you're trying to hang on to them in their wheel. To not get dropped on this sort of climb or ride, you need to be able to surge repeatedly above your sustainable threshold power and then fall back onto it without fully easing off the pedals to recover. It's a tough one, but it's well worth trying. Climbs don't always flatten off, and other riders are rarely nice enough to ease up enough to give you a breather. So, we'll start this session, the same 3-minute warm-up as before. 90 seconds easy, 30 seconds hard, a minute easy. And then we're straight into the effort. The effort is going to last 24 minutes, but you're going to break that up into blocks of 2 and 1 minute. So, 8 intervals of 2 minutes at your threshold power, followed immediately by 1 minute over threshold by around 15%. So imagine your threshold is 200 watts. That would mean riding at 230 watts for the 60 seconds. And once you've completed that 60 seconds, there's no recovery. You're straight back down into your zone 4 threshold power. It's a real tough one, this, and it could well feel like a long session, but it's only 24 minutes, so pretty sure we could all dig in for 24 minutes. And then the warm down, which I suspect will be my favourite part of this session. 3 minutes, nice and easy in a low gear. Next up is endurance simulation, as sadly it's pretty tough to train your endurance if you're pushed for time. But there are a few clever little hacks that you can use in your training. Here is a short, high intensity interval session that will really help kickstart your fat burning, which is a key adaptation for endurance athletes. So firstly, you'll want to start this session by training fasted. And that means skipping breakfast. So ideally, you'll get out early in the morning. And in the perfect world, you'll be doing this session on the back of a low carbohydrate dinner the night before. The only things you want to consume are perhaps a high caffeine drink. So a black tea or a black coffee, even a green tea. These will really help kickstart your fat burning processes in your body. Right then, onto the session. A 4-minute warm up this time. 1 minute easy, 1 minute tempo, 1 minute a threshold, and then back to an easier effort. And then we're straight into the session itself. 6 full gas, 2-minute efforts, followed by 2 minutes of rest. Be aware, you may not feel as good as normal, and your power numbers or your times on the climbs could be lower than sometimes. This is because you're effectively running on empty. Your warm down is 2 minutes. 1 minute tempo, followed by a minute, nice and easy, to warm down. There you go. You now have no excuse not to include these time-efficient 30-minute sessions within your day. I kind of feel like these sessions would be easier if you were to complete them indoors, as there's less time getting ready and you avoid things like traffic and potential punctures and any other hazards that can help add more time to your sessions. Don't forget the most important part of training though, and that is your recovery. So, rehydrate and refuel straight after your sessions. Why not prepare this beforehand to make sure that you get it straight into you after your training? How about making yourself a smoothie that you can drink on the way to work or even when you're at your desk? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give us a big thumbs up and click on the subscribe button just down here. And if you'd like to see some of Emma's haute cuisine meal ideas, click over there.